also want to welcome our other FLC coordinators who are here. Sharon Turner is currently the grant director and K-4 Career Pathway Technical Assistant Provider with the K-14 Pathway Strong Force Program Regional Joint Venture. Sharon is passionate about building pathways for high school students transitioning into career education programs at the community college. Welcome, Sharon. And we have our own Ebony Harris, our librarian too, with Teen HQ at the Martin Luther King Jr. Library. And Ebony, we're just so excited that you're here to share with us the things that you're doing with teens and some upcoming events for honoring Black History Month. And next we have Mr. Maurice James, and we're excited that we have Maurice here with us today. Maurice recently served as the Linked Learning Coordinator in Sacramento City Unified School District and as the Career Technical Education Coordinator for Glendale Unified School District and the Interim Director for the Verdugo Creative Technologies Consortiums. We are excited to know that Maurice currently works with the Santa Clara County Office of Education as the K-12 Pathway Coordinator with a focus on San Jose-Evergreen Community College District and Eastside Union High School District. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So we're first going to hear from Sharon. And Sharon, you have privileges to share if you need to.
Great. Thank you, Victoria, and thank you everyone for being here. I'm in part here to share that February is Career Technical Education Month. I don't know how much that is out there in the world to know February shares this exciting time with so many other things going on. Clearly, Black History Month, and the various other holidays that are happening in February. But one of the things we are trying to do is get the message out to parents and students, both in high school or getting middle school, getting ready to go into high school, and really those students who are getting ready to graduate and think about their next steps, that career technical education programs are a great opportunity for students to have hands-on experiences while studying, and there's a myriad of careers. So if you have ideas about what career technical education is from the past, used to be called Voc Ed, I want you to throw those ideas out the door. There's so many exciting opportunities for students these days in everything from computer science to healthcare careers, to culinary, to automotive, to aviation. Every time that I hear somebody talking about the programs that are happening typically at a community college, I'm really so excited. And I have some young children myself and always think, they need to find out more about wastewater. There's so much that we have to do and figure out how to conserve water here in California, and there are exciting careers in that. So I am gonna share my screen, and I will also, oh, Victoria, it looks like I can't, which is fine.
Okay. No, let's see, let me go to you, here you are, and make you co-host. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Let me see. Okay, I want to share specifically what we are doing to get the word out about Career Awareness Month or Career Technical Education. I work with a group of people through the Bay Area Community College Consortium who are connectors for teachers, for parents, for students in high school to learn about the different CTE programs at community colleges. And we wanted to host a series of webinars for students, counselors, parents, anyone who's ever asked yourself, what am I doing after high school? How can I get a job? What jobs pay the best? So all month we have been talking about topics, and many of these topics have already happened and they're behind us, but this website is also here for you to visit. So we had a presentation on construction, apprenticeship. So being in school and getting paid while you are learning. It doesn't really get better than that. I think if you can have all those three things going on together, learning, being in school and getting paid all at the same time. We had a presentation on biotechnology. We had almost a whole week devoted to health. Careers in nursing, allied health, like certified nursing assistants, radiology technologists, pharmacology, pharmacy technicians. And then this week we are on our last presentation for the week, but we heard about jobs in automotive and aviation, manufacturing, teaching and education was yesterday, and today this afternoon at 4 o'clock is about public safety. So really careers that have to do with police, fire, and related. Next week, we have 2 presentations in the area of computer science and digital media. So even though a lot of these presentations have already happened, I want to point out that you can see the PowerPoint slides that were used. You can listen to the presentation if you have a student, young person that you know or in your life, you can sit down and watch these together. And then there are often other videos or websites that you can share with young people to help them get excited about these careers. The idea is really to get the word out, really expand the minds of parents, counselors, and students to say, there are so many jobs out there that I might never have heard of or thought of. What does manufacturing look like here in the Bay Area? If I'm interested in being a teacher, how does that happen? If I'm just a high school student, how can I get started? There are so many cool careers out there. And I am just going to put the link to the website in the chat so you have access to that. And I really think that's it. I just wanted to share, if you ever have questions about career technical education programs, what's happening on the high school or community college, you can feel free to reach out to me. And while I might not be able to answer all those questions, I am likely to know somebody who can.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Sharon. Lots of questions popped into my mind. And one is it safe to say, most of us serve, Santa Clara County, San Jose area. Is it safe to say that all of the schools have a CTE program?
Are you referring to the high schools or the community college?
The high schools.
The high schools.
Yeah.
Hopefully Maurice could probably speak more directly to this because he works more directly with the schools. Yeah. Fortunately, more and more schools are bringing on programs. And Maurice,
that's great.
We work
a lot with parents and students, and I don't hear students or parents talk a lot about this. So that's why I'm asking, maybe they just don't know, or the children don't bring the information home, and we would definitely want to help support that message.
You know what, I'll talk about that in my presentation, the low awareness.
Awesome.
But every high school does have a CTE program. Some even middle schools have CTE programs, and using the new tech curriculum, which is state of the art, everything. But the challenge is to make sure that we open up to allow access to all students.
Awesome. Great. All right. So thank you so much, Sharon. We appreciate you being here with us. So next we're going to have Ebony.
Hi. Thank you, Victoria.
Absolutely.
I'm going to thank you all for sitting here listening to me. And I'm going to take this time to announce and promote San Jose Public Library's first virtual local Black artist showcase that we're having tonight from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Tonight and every day, we want to celebrate our local Black art community, and we hope and plan to do more events like this year round. But in honor of Black History Month, 5 local artists have prepared 15-minute walkthroughs of virtual exhibits just for you. You're going to get to explore their art, hear their stories, learn their inspirations, and how each of them has been affected by the pandemic. You'll learn how they had to adapt and expand virtually to succeed without physical art gallery showings and tours. Each artist has their own unique perspective and are just all around interesting and very genuine, cordial people. I enjoyed meeting with each and every one of them, and I hope you guys do too. If you join us tonight, you can still register online via this link that I'm about to post in the chat.
Awesome.
Do that now. And there's also a program for the event. So if you want to check out the artists and see their links, if you can't make it tonight, but you're interested in purchasing some of their art or just connecting with them, I'll post that here. And this has like links to their websites, to their art sites, and their personal email addresses.
Awesome. Ebony, since we have you here, can you please talk a little bit about the Teenage HQ and the theater program that you do with teens?
I can. I had a quick PowerPoint for the artists.
Perfect.
And after that,
Perfect.
I can put up the website to talk about the different programs we have coming up for teens as well.
Awesome.
Let me go ahead and share my screen for the artist. Here we go. And then bear with me. I have a feeling that there may be some.
We can see, I can see.
There we go. Okay, so I just want everybody to know what you're in store for tonight. So we're gonna try to follow a schedule. We'll see what actually happens. As we know, technical difficulties do occur in the Zoom world. But our first artist is going to be Christopher Adam Williams, and he is actually known as the Black Da Vinci. And he's a virtual artist who practices portraiture and figurative painting to convey complex narratives, including that of race and gender. We have Delgrada Brown, who is a contemporary Afrofuturism visual artist. And she actually lives in the Sacramento area, but she finds that the Black art community is so small in Sacramento that she has to branch to the Bay Area as well. We have Paige Mason, who some may know as a muralist in San Jose. She actually illustrates for children's books and comic books. And she's been in San Jose for 6 years, but she did recently move back to Fresno to welcome her newest child, a third son. But she'll be here tonight. Shani Williams actually had a family emergency, so she pre-recorded her presentation for tonight, but she is a native of San Jose. And then we have Amber Newsom, AKA the 2 a.m. show, who grew up in Sacramento. Let's see, she is currently illustrating and writing in an independent comic about a young Black woman. Once again, the show is tonight from 6 to 7:30, and I provided the links. And also, if you have your phone, you can go ahead and scan that registration code and be taken right to the webpage so that you can register for the event. We have about 40 people signed up, but we still have 50 open seats, and we and the artists would love to see you there. And once again, we want to continue doing events like this throughout the year.
Nice, thank you, Ebony.
Okay, now let's get on to Teen HQ.
Yes.
One sec. Get out of the slideshow. Sorry, I have a lot of windows open. I apologize. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so I am a librarian within Teen HQ as well. And our upcoming teen program is rather unique. We have a teen crash course in creative writing. I have 50 seats for this program. I have 4 seats remaining. That's how interested the teens are in the subject. This crash course is actually featuring 12 classes taught by 12 different professional published authors. And it's going to cover things such as outlining, characters, editing, world building, dialogue, brainstorming, plotting, balancing themes, research for writing, getting published. And then for the last date, April 2nd, we're going to have a critique workshop where the participating teens can bring in 5 pages of their work, and they'll get a critique from 2 professional authors, and they can sign up for time slots. We're doing this a la carte. So it's nothing where the teenagers have to sign up and truly attend all 12 lessons, though we prefer it because we feel that they'd be building upon skills and just getting valuable tools to put into their author toolkit so that they'll be more successful when they choose to publish. However, if they wanted to go independent or the agent route. But we also understand that teenagers are very busy individuals, so they can pick and choose the classes that they would like to attend. And then our next program, let me see if I can just click over, our Teen Zoom Theater. We are getting ready to do our next casting call for spring 2022. We will be auditioning teenagers on the 22nd and 23rd from 4 to 6 p.m. There's still plenty of room for more actors to sign up, and we'll send out a sheet for them to actually sign up for their audition slot. So we'll be prepared for them. They just audition by doing a cold reading from a script that we provide to them at the audition. And then we let them know after a week's time if they got a part and what part it is that they received. We're going to be doing 2 plays this time around, so it was really successful last time. One is it's called Behind the Muses, but it's a modern take on Shakespeare's Macbeth. So the lead characters are the Wit sisters, who everybody knows for saying double, double, toil and trouble, but it's a comedy. And then we have another one called Left to Our Own Devices, which is a series of skits ranging from duets to one acts to monologues, so we can mix and match which skits we're going to do. And what we really want to do is give all the kids a chance to shine and get a starring role in at least one skit to help them build upon their acting skills and gain more confidence. But no theatrical experience is needed. Anybody can audition for the show so long as you're in middle school or high school. Our last play had an amazing audience turnout. We had a cast of 11. All the kids had a great experience, and we have a lot of returning actors who come to re-audition for new roles. And let me provide the links for Teen Zoom Theater and the writing class.
I wish I was a teen. You have to
Sometimes I do too.
And while she's putting those links in there, I just want to remind everyone that all of these programs are free. Everything that the library offers is free. And Ebony, do you mind speaking a little bit about how the library can be a place for high school or middle school students to get volunteer hours for community service?
Of course. 1 second. Okay, let me see right quick. Sorry, that is for auditioning for Teen Zoom Theater. Okay, and as for volunteering, right now, most of our teen volunteering is virtual. So when teens go onto our website and log in for opportunities to get involved, things that they can sign up for are the position of teen book reviewer. So lots of teens who visit the library love to read, and we love to hear about what they're reading. So they're allowed to write paragraph to a page book reviews about things that they're reading. They do submit to their librarian coordinator, who proofreads the review, and then they post it on our website, and they can earn an hour of community service per book review every quarter. So they can do 10 book reviews per quarter, so they can get 10 hours every 3 months for being a team book review. We also have SJ Engage, which is a series of civic engagement courses. They can go on the webpage and register for different classes to take. And each class provides literature and videos and quizzes. And then after they've completed like a competency test, they submit how many hours they spend, and they're also allowed to get volunteer credit hours through that. Let's see. We also have programs for teenagers who, sorry, there is something in my eye. Let me get it out. We have programs for teenagers who'd like to teach a skill, so they can sign up to become tutors for, say, homework club after school, where they work with middle school and elementary school students over certain subjects. We also have teenagers who perhaps have a skill and talk to a librarian personally to host a program such as teaching an Arduino class or a coding class. So those are different things teenagers can do. Also, we have our San Jose Youth Commission. We recently acquired the Youth Commission from Parks and Recs, and that is a chance for the youth to have a voice in San Jose government. So positions to be a youth commissioner are open to all teenagers in San Jose. There are 10 districts, and each district, the city council selects one teen to be their voice. And they submit applications from that. And then the city council member selects their commissioner based on that pool. And then Teen HQ works closely with each commissioner, helping them develop not only as a commissioner, but as a person. We want them to be good citizens when they become 18 and they're ready to go off to college. And each youth commissioner has what is known as a YAC. And those are councils of youth that help them formulate different policies that they're going to submit to City Hall. And the seats for a YAC is unlimited so long as you live in that district, and there's no applications. So if they go on our website and look up the Youth Commission, they'll see the name of each youth commissioner and their email address. And they just email that youth commissioner and say, hey, I want to be a part of your YAC. And they start attending meetings. And through those meetings, they can also gain community service because they sign up to be library volunteers. So they log their hours just like a teen book reviewer or someone involved with SJ Engage.
Wow, that's.
I'm gonna put the link for the
for that in there.
creative writing class. I'm sorry, stuff is all over the place on this end.
Does anyone have any questions or comments for Ebony?
Just one. I'll be the art show for sure. Looks interesting.
Yeah, I signed up for that too. I took a picture of the QR code. Awesome. Thank you, Ebony. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay, and now we're going to have Maurice James. Welcome, Maurice. And let me make sure that you can host. Okay, I got you co-host.
Thank you. I just want to say I feel amongst family here. When I was in high school, I was a library aide at my high school, and I was working there. We used to have to do reports on various authors, and I think I had like James Joyce. I was like, heck, James Joyce, and critique one of his books. So I was cleaning up one day, and there was basically a book about James Joyce and all his narratives and everything. If I wasn't a library aide, I wouldn't have came across that book, and I wouldn't got an A out of English. So trust me, love the library.
That's awesome.
So just some quick, I'm going to talk a little bit about making African Americans aware of CTE and everything. And I'm going to build on what Sharon was talking about, because basically she was talking about, outreaching to the community, making it aware of CTE. And we want to make sure that people understand that a CTE pathway can start as early as middle school and relate to your community college. But also there should be an AS for transfer that continues that on to get your 4-year, as well. Okay. So I'm gonna try to share the screen here and see if I can pull up my PowerPoint. All right, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So set up from the beginning. Okay, so my topic is going to be improving African American participation in career education. There was the California Community College Black and African American Advisory Panel that put together a report about helping African American students to be successful And one of the things that they highlighted was career education. So as we were talking about the low awareness of career education to parents and to students. So low awareness of career education prevents students from pursuing new career pathways. Informal focus group participants reported an extremely low level of awareness of career education, with students having difficulty identifying programs on their campus. So one of the things that we have to be aware of, like I said, that as early as middle school, every student is supposed to be on a college and career pathway. They're supposed to have a plan. So they may be taking culinary in middle school, you know, they may be taking coding, they may be taking a wheel that introduces them to the various pathways. That should be their onboarding place as far as career education and getting started. At that same time, the high school should be going to the middle school and talking about their high school programs. So San Jose is unique in this perspective. San Jose has what's called the Silicon Valley CTE program, all right? Basically what that means is that they have a contract with various schools and they'll bus students in to participate in CTE, okay? But that journey, if they're using that method, they may not start that program until their like junior year. So outreach must come early and often. So despite current outreach efforts, awareness about career education and community college remains low among students, parents, and community advocates who say they need more information. And that's why I was so glad that Sharon was talking about the activities that the BACCC is offering this month, especially. So you saw all the different pathways that she was talking about that was available. So we want to make sure that we're marketing these opportunities that talk about these special programs intentionally to African-American students. And that's the key word. Legislation wants us to be intentional in our recruitment, that we are basically meeting them where they are. You know, so are we publicizing in the venues where they go and everything? Are we utilizing the church and everything? So that's what the advisory committee was talking about. So we were talking about outreach and awareness, okay? Begin targeting outreach and awareness activities while students are in high school and ideally in middle school to ensure students, parents, and influencers are fully aware of all the resources available regarding financial aid, transfer, and career education opportunities at the community college and how to access them, okay? So like I said, as early as middle school, we should be having engagement from the high school and from the community college, talking about career education, covering everything about transfer and the financial aid opportunities that are available to them. So what we should see is participation on and off-campus student outreach and recruitment activities related to K through 14 career pathways. This should include pre-enrollment advising, application workshop, college presentation, campus tours, campus visits programs, outreach conference, you know, college fairs, and other support services that should be there available to students, again, as early as middle school. Sometimes we see what's called summer bridge programs. We may see what's called a middle school camp, a high school CTE academy, or college for kids, which are programs, again, to engage students and reach out to them to get them engaged in CTE programs. And this basically could be done, you know, from your high school or your community college as a form of outreach. To continue, encourage high quality implementation and expansion of early college credit, such as dual enrollment. So when you start on a CTE pathway, you are utilizing the college curriculum. So it is a early college program, okay? Early college program identified as a pre-college program, and that every student is taking a coursework that is college rigor, all right? So we wanna make sure that they know that they have an opportunity to start college early, get the support services, and get the credit of not only having the credit at high school, but at the credit as far as the community college. We want to make sure that we are coordinating with our local community college outreach office to support comprehensive programs of student outreach and recruitment services for prospective students from K through 12. So when we look at funding, there's like Yolo County, I think Azusa Unified, which has a college program for all, which basically starts in first grade. And all the visits and everything are going around. And that's the same thing that we're trying to do in the San Jose, but also through the Bay Area. Coordinate student services, advising, supporting services designed to facilitate course registration and have concurrent enrollment in high school students. Now, the change here is also that there are some programs now who are giving college credit to middle school. So as we venture in, and as I said, as we try to move down and engage earlier with students, that one of the advantages we should see is that students should be able to start as early as maybe 8th grade, getting college credit courses through CTE. What we want to take away is what we call a student's journey to enrollment, okay? So literally, we want to make sure that the high school has a presence, you know, that they're actively marketing, you know, to the middle school, to their high school students, you know, that there is a college exposure presentation and events so that the college is down there engaging the students again on the high school campus. Application workshops, how to fill out your application, how to apply for financial aid, how to get support for placement, orientation workshops. Sometimes we have what's known as first year experiences, career exploration workshops, counseling, educational planning, you know, for the students, and registration workshops, as well as transition events and programs. So up under our program, being funded by CTIG or by SWP or by Perkins, we are required to offer these type of opportunities to students per ed code. So to be a part of this, what we have done and will be sharing with you is the Black and Brown Career Excellence Summits. Currently, I'm working with San Mateo Community College District and the National Council on Black American Affairs to sponsor the first annual Black and Brown Career Excellence Summits on February 24th and 25th. During this event, high school and college students will engage with community colleges from four-year universities, employers, and learn about pathway to internships and be introduced to career opportunities. So the big picture here is that we're going to talk about community. We're talking about how you take and engage a student, how you integrate them in to the career pathway, and how they become part of the community. Not only the community of the college, but a community of their career. So we're fortunate to have the U.S. State Department who will present about how you can get on a pathway there. The virtual student federal service program, which has over 800 federal businesses that they work with, and it's virtual. So you can be working with CIA and you can be in San Jose. You know, it's non-paid, but each year you can re-up for another assignment. So when it comes to the point that you are looking for a position, you could have done maybe 4 virtual internships in various things, and you know exactly where you want to go, and they know you, you know.
Wow.
Fortunate about having them speak, and we're going to have the Department of Correction and Kaiser to come with us, and we'll highlight certain programs such as Emoji, CalSoap, and Mesa, and Puentes, and how they are inroads into this experience as well. So I will put the link in the chat for you guys and everything, and I will take questions.
That sounds so exciting. Wait, can you hold on? I'm gonna take a picture of that.
Okay.
Now this is free, right?
Correct.
And it's virtual?
Yes, it is.
And is it an all-day thing? Is it a
On the 24th, it's all day. And I want to say we start at 9 and go until maybe about 3:30. On that specific day is where we'll be engaging with the various, we call pre-college programs.
All right.
Basically talking about Mesa and Puentes, gear up,
Right.
your kids are getting that. And then we'll have presentations from the four-year universities and the community colleges to talk about STEM. And then the second day is where we deal with internships and careers and just talking about what's out there. There's some special programs and classes that are going to be coming available in the summer that they're going to talk to students about. And some of those classes, if I'm correct, I have to get debrief again on Friday, that there's a stipend attached to them.
Wow.
And everything.
I'm signing my child up.
Hey, amen.
Because, right, I think, Maurice, the students are on vacation during this week, right?
Correct, they are. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we recorded. And I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things you find out is that there's a disconnect between, okay, we're in college, and in college, there's like a winter break that they can take, or they can take their classes. So college doesn't start back until February. Then we have a week-long break. So when they decided this, I was like, there's it's called winter break. Their kids are going to be not in there. So next year, I hopefully that we'll recommend it and go ahead and move it into March.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. All right.
So
Nice
I'm
job,
gonna
Maurice.
Stop sharing.
I know I have questions, but I don't want to be the first one. Does anyone want to, Mercedes, can you take it off speaker view if you can? Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions? So I have a few. One is, you mentioned that that a high school presence, active versus passive, and something about the ed code. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Yeah. So when I'm talking about active versus passive, active means that you're at the high school promoting the program. So what we're encouraging is that the community college and the high school are going down to the middle school. They're talking and presenting at the high school, the whole consortium of career eds, then also following that up, we're talking about financial aids, talk about how to register them and all that. So I know that if you're at Silicon Valley CTE, they have instructors that already are teaching at the community college. And once you enroll in their course, they're now going to enroll you into their dual enrollment programs.
Wow.
Receiving your high school as well as your college. At middle school, that's where everything should begin. So under ed code, like I said, there is a career plan that every student has to be on throughout any LEA.
So you just mentioned some wonderful acronyms, but we may not all know what that is. So we may not all know what ed code is, and then LEA, and then dual enrollment. So can you take,
so
thank you.
Starting with LEA, that's your local education authority. So it'll be San Jose School District, there'll be Eastside Union, those are your LEAs, okay? So they must follow ed code. Ed code says what they are supposed to teach. When they apply for a grant, the grant will tell you how they're supposed to use these. So I'm talking about the career exploration. If I'm talking about dual enrollment, the grant itself is telling these districts that if you are in a CTE program, you offer in a CTE program, that your program has to be aligned to the community college, okay? And it has to be offered as an articulation or a dual enrollment. Dual enrollment means that you will get credit from the college, like a live transcript. You are actually registering to the college, and you're taking a college course.
Wow.
That's basically dual enrollment. And like I said, the reason I always say ed code is because whenever a person goes to school, they're following the rules and regulations of ed code. when you look at the grant, like we're working up under, the grant tells us the activities that we have to do. And that's what we're making sure, and making sure that there's a diligence about it. And we follow up and want to know, how's the transitional service going? Did you have financial aid come out? Did you take them on a career exploration tour? Could be virtual, and you're just showing Evergreen's automotive program. And then the student basically finds out that that automotive program is tied in with Tesla. You know, so you possibly will be working, you know, and getting an internship with Tesla. Or they have what's called a Honda pack, which means you're working with Honda's automotive division.
That's awesome. Well, I think this is so important because a lot of parents may not know that their student is supposed to have, you said a plan, how, like they're supposed to have a plan in middle school of, I didn't write the whole thing down, but you mentioned that every student starting in middle school is supposed to have like an education plan that follows them. I don't know if every parent knows that. I don't know if parents want to give a thumbs up if you know it or not, because that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and like just last night, we did a presentation to parents talking about CTE, you know. So usually, like I said, if they have a strong CTE program, like at some of the middle schools, and they're using new tech, then I'm pretty sure they have a plan, you know. But what we want to make sure is that when you get into middle school, you have the opportunity to take an elective. And that elective, like I said, maybe it's culinary, maybe it's coding and everything. That's part of the career plan. So you may,
Okay.
6th grade, they may have what's called a Paxton Patterson, and Paxton Patterson are modules. So students may go through that. So the question that you're really, you know, asking in that experience is like, well, what are the electives that students have the opportunity to go into? Because those electives should naturally lead into the high school.
Got that. Okay, does anyone else have any questions, comments? So what would you say are a couple of things the library system can do? So as you know, I think we have 24 or 26 branches, someone correct me. And we have 9 family learning centers, coordinators, and we do a lot of work with Eastside, Alum Rock, you know, schools in San Jose. And everything that the library offers is free. And we, you know, we have lots of programs, but I don't know if we have anything CTE or how to make people aware of that.
When you meet with the various CTE coordinators, one of the things I would recommend, and just hearing what you guys discussed and the things that, how can I merge these opportunities that we have here, you know, with those students in CTE. So if you're covering art, like you're covering art tonight, those are guest speakers, you know, so collecting with their digital media to hear about these artists and everything is a genesis. But also remember that you can open this up to middle school where they may be taking an art class. And what's important is that when you look at this disconnect, I have to see it to believe it. Very important that you are showing African Americans in the art realm, which they may not even come across. They might not pick up a book that's done by an African American writer or an African, you know, illustrator. So providing that inroad is very significant. You talked about the opportunity to volunteer. If you guys, and you said, if you guys said that, you know what, we'd like to offer graphic design, Photoshop. They're a student, you know, at the community college or at the high school who can come and teach a course. You can set up a Saturday academy. And again, you want that awareness of that CTEs out there. It also gives the high school or the college, an intern that can come in and work there and get experience, So I think those are some things that we just have to look at and engage with, Typically, we may work on one thing and not go and look further in at how we can become a community. How can we
absolutely
integrate and be a community? But great opportunity. I was amazed. I wish my kids were living in San Jose. We just priced out. I'm just like, oh man, how you guys live there? Oh, God bless you guys, man. God bless you guys.
I like that.
Wow.
I haven't heard the priced out. I like that one.
Hey, I must be saying something. If I'm originally down there in Pasadena, shoot, Pasadena, I was like, oh man, look at this area. Oh, I love this area. Like, no, you need to go and look on this side. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, 4.5 mil. And it's basically a 2 shanty, but it's 4.5 mil. I was like, wow. Beverly Hillbillies was filmed in Pasadena. So it wasn't even in Beverly Hills. That lets you know how much money.
Oh, wow.
Pasadena, man.
That's a good one. So, I've been like you shared, I too grew up in the library, right? I grew up in the library, and when I started working at the library, I realized that the library is a natural hub for a CTE pathway because, and correct me staff if I'm make a mistake, I think you can get a job as an aide at 15, right, Ophelia? Or with the permit or some 14
work permit.
Look at that, right? So you want to speak on that, Ophelia, like the pathways of an aide, a page, and can you speak to that, Ophelia?
Well, starting off as an aide, you learn and you get experience. Even before that, you could become a library services volunteer to learn skills, right? And kind of start building your knowledge about the libraries and pursuing a career maybe in the libraries. So it's been something important to be able to have these experiences for people to be volunteers, become aides, and then move up from there, right? To pages, part-time clerks, full-time clerks, library assistants, and much more. Librarians,
Yeah. So it's like the library is like a big city classroom, and I would like to see the schools or CTE or whoever creates pathways really think about libraryship as a pathway, especially for Brown and Black students.
Most definitely, I think the diversity that we've seen the library go over the years, with a media, department. And if someone is, like I said, is studying media and everything, that's the inroads, to them, and that they may not even think about. And like I said, at the same time, the high school or the college may not see that. So like I said, our biggest thing is us engaging and having that dialogue. The fact that you guys can, if you are able to bring them in, one, to start them off as a volunteer and transfer that, okay, we're going to go to this next level. So they can volunteer during their school year in the summer, they can go and get paid, and you continue that out and you build that right into the pathway program.
That's awesome. And speaking of
work
pathways,
so let me know.
Oh, absolutely. Cause this is where it was birthed.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else have any comments, questions, announcement? Anyone here with us today? You can share any announcements that you might have. Ophelia, we have a big event coming up next week.
Yes, and I also wanted to say thank you to all our speakers for connecting us to all these wonderful opportunities to the community. We'll make sure to spread the information about the events to connect community members. So thank you for the important work you do. So I did want to mention also that for next Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., we will have a COVID-19 town hall meeting with County Public Health and Valley Medical Center, a doctor from there. So if you would like to attend the event, it'll be the next Community Connection Hour program. It's a special date. We'll have it on a Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. The event is up on our library website as well, so you can find the information there. If you search for events as COVID Town Hall or Town Hall or COVID, you can put any of those and it'll pop up. So it'll be next Wednesday, which is February 23rd at 5:30 p.m.
Awesome. I did have the flyer, but I don't know where it is. That cool flyer. Okay, any other announcements?
Oh, and the link for that event will be the same one as this program, I believe. And also we have a Family Learning Center Facebook group page. So if you guys want to get information about resources, like the information that was presented today during the program, you can obtain that information there as well. So if you want to become a part of the group, please join us, and you can get some of the information that we're sharing with the community as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ophelia. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, well, we want to thank all of our panelists for being here. Please share the word. Community Connection Hour is every Thursday from 1 to 2. If you have events coming up and you need us to know, just get in touch with us. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful day.